Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for day of 662 for the 17th of December. This video actually supposed to have come out 5 hours ago, as per this publishing time, because my eyes is closing and I wanted to die, so I went to die. So after I died and revived, then I'm now doing this recording. So apologize for those that have been waiting, especially those in Europe, waiting for the morning report. I'm so sorry, things has been a bit delayed. And before I start off, I want to show you this video. You can consider a sponsored video because it's actually the Defense Politics Asia Person of the Year is here. Person of the Year 2023. The nomination has started. You can now nominate whoever you think should. You can have multiple nominations actually, and you can nominate whoever you think should be the Person of the Year. The top 15 most nominated will be on the banner. So if you look at the DPA's banner, you can see a lot of faces. The top 15 will be on the on the banner, which is why you can see Patrick Lancaster on it. It's very weird. Yeah, let's watch this. So nomination period today to the 21st. Then I will do a live counting on the 2nd of December. Top 15 will be featured on the banners for the entire 2024. And the final voting is for 1 week between 22nd to 28th. And the final counting will be done live on the 29th of December. And yep, so do check it out. The information for all the voting and everything is on all DPA platforms, and as well if you're not too sure, you can just go over to the DPA Telegram or Twitter to check out more information, or just message me. Okay, so after wasting your 2 minutes of time, let's start off with the SITREP. Let's go on to the Southern Front. Over at the Southern Front, over at Kherson Front, the Ukrainian forces continue to send reinforcement over to Kreminna. They totally, have no regards for what the Russians want. Not. I know what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking. So the Russian forces continue their attack. Against Kreminna, they are conducting airstrikes on it, and so this thing continues to be the case. No change in terms of the situation. There is a Ukrainian MiG-29 shot down over Yelizavetivka. So it's actually here, this small little town along the river. So it got shot down over here. So this is shot down by air defense systems. This MiG-29, as you can see, is shot down by air defense system. So that's all over. Oh, there's another one. There is a geolocation by military summary of airstrikes reported over Odryado Kayamka. Around here, they got shot. They got attacked. So there's all these rumors about Ukrainian forces. Kreminna landing. The beachhead is just a cover for other attacks. Other landings. This is also being suggested by Ryba, the pro-Russian source, talking about this. I did mention this before as well, before them. So let's see how this goes. But by the look of it, it's not going to work out anyway. It's going to end up very, very badly. So over at the Zaporizhzhia Front, this is Zaporizhzhia. At the Zaporizhzhia Front, the Russian forces started attacking Pyatikhatky. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, this is at the Kamsky sector. So this is Pyatikhatky. So the Russian forces is now attacking it. I'm not sure if this is a sustain or this is just a raid. So let's watch and wait and see. We move on to the Avdiivka sector. This is Avdiivka sector. The Russian forces continue. This time round, they are on this mini double pincer kind of thing. So they're attacking south of Robotine, and then west of Robotine. So this west of Robotine, and then there's an attack from the east of from Verbove towards the west of Verbove. There's an attack in the north or northwest of Verbove. So there is this full attack from all directions to destroy this salient that the Ukrainians have developed over the counteroffensive. We shall continue to wait and see how this goes. The battle is definitely raging as we have geolocation by Crimean caprice of the T-72 of the Ukrainian armed forces getting destroyed. So we shall wait and see how this develops, whether the Ukrainians can hold on or not. We move on to over at the rest of the sector within the Zaporizhzhia. There's no more information. We move into the Donetsk Front. So this is the Donetsk city. This is the headquarters, the capital, and this is the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, the Ukrainian forces conducted counter-offensive operations over at Marinka, Boyeda, as well as Novo-Mikhailivka. However, the Russians continue to launch an assault in the north of Marinka as well as Novo-Mikhailivka. Fighting is still ongoing. We still not know what is the result. Information about Marinka is largely the same from both sides, both open sources saying that the Marinka is about to befall. The Russians are almost completely conquering the entire town. Geolocation by military summary of drones attacking Ukrainian positions. At this position, on the very edge of the rest of Marinka, so not a lot to really shout about. Over at the Avdiivka Front. At the Avdiivka Front, there is a lot of news. The Russian forces have resumed full operations on their Avdiivka offensive. The Avdiivka offensive, you can see the icons is a lot more, so let me go through all of them. They're attacking from the south of Novokalinove, east of Novobakhmutivka, towards Badaichi, towards Stepove, towards the coke plant, south of Vasily, in the south of Avdiivka, in the north of Opitny, south of Zheveny, south of Tonenki, west of Vodian, at Povomaysky and Nevelsky, most probably east of Nevelsky. So the most significant is, so I want to clarify one thing. So one of the quick updates, the last video before this one, the quick update I mentioned, there is a sudden change in terms of terminology. They suddenly use the word in the area of Novobakhmutivka instead of east. This was indeed corrected on the morning report. By the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. They returned back to the word east of Novobakhmutivka. So this is somewhat of a false alarm, because when they change the terminology, it might suggest movement. This is very important, and this tends to be the case, which is why I highlighted it in a quick update. But turned out it's not the case. So we shall continue to monitor and see what is this about. There is some suggestion that there's a possibility there's an expansion of Russian controlled zone in north of Stepove. Fighting continues within Stepove with geolocation of Russian forces getting hit on the eastern part of Stepove. Fighting towards Novokalinove was reported by Ryba as well. There's some reported attack against the coke plant according to Deep State UA. I don't think that is the strong case. I don't think there's any assault into the coke plant. No one talks about it. Fighting reported south of Vasily. This is Vasily. So there is attacking south of Vasily. So Deep State UA kind of acknowledged that there was this push by the Russians around this area here. But not much update regarding this eastern part. This is a very neglected part of the front line. So by the time we'll have more information, we'll see some major frontline changes most likely. Deep State also say that they consider that the entire this industrial zone is lost to the Russians. So far, they are still fighting in this area here. The Deep State also updated in terms of the front line around this Vodian Opitny region. Particularly, the Russian forces have taken this area here. Let me do this overlay. Is probably easier to see. So you can see that the Ukrainian mapping have shown that this area here has been taken by the Russians, including this area here. The Russians have basically made some advances in the area of Opitny as well as south of Zheveny. So it doesn't look like a lot. And also this way on the eastern part of Opitny, there's some push around here. So what the in terms of the implications is that there is a Ukrainian stronghold around here, which means that the Russians is likely to be attacking the stronghold very soon. This advancement, of course, is still a huge difference between what Rybar has reported. For Rybar, they say that the Russian forces has already reached this far out. So it is a huge difference in terms of what is their perception of the reality is. So we shall wait and see. There's a high chance that this entire area is just gray zone, where the Russian forces enter and then they exit after they do their missions. They do not stay within this gray zone area here. There's a very high possibility that's the case. So there's also advancement over on the eastern part, western part of Vodian. This part was taken according to the DPA UA. So there was some slight changes in terms of the mapping. The last time in the DPA's mapping, the Russian line is here on this yellow line. So now it has advanced a bit more. So which means that while the Russians were attacking Pervomaiskoye, there's a possibility that they can just hold a line here and they can do a big push in this direction towards Letilove, and they basically can cut off Pervomaiskoye from the north, and this will render the Ukrainian forces quite impossible to retreat or resupply. They will have to go down south before they can go back up along this small little valley region here. So this is currently happening, and of course the Russians seems to expect this to be happening. With the Russians, when they push here, the Ukrainians have to withdraw in this direction. They are attacking in the direction of Nevelsky. So this, if you want, you can also view this as some kind of a pincer. In a way, they're putting pressure in this area here. Well, this is the threat that is going to come. This is the threat, and then then the Ukrainian forces may be pushed to withdraw from this area. But this is a possibility. I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying that this can be a way to interpret what is currently happening. So that's all from the Avdiivka Front. There's something over at Niu-York Front. Basically, it's just a report of the fighting over at Kirovo, which is Pilishny. So probably an attack towards Mayorsk, which is over here. This is Mayorsk. So let's see how this goes. We always hear this, but we do not know what's happening. We move into the Bakhmut Front. So this is Bakhmut city. At the southern flank of the Bakhmut Front, there is some frontline changes. Geolocation of Russian forces on the western part of Kupyansk shows that the Russian forces have basically pushed out in this direction a little bit. I think they've taken a tree line, providing some kind of buffer zone around Kupyansk. So this is actually good news for the Russian forces. Over at the rest of the southern front, we see the Russians attacking or continue their attack in the northern part of Klishchiivka towards the west of Klishchiivka. Fighting towards Klishchiivka continues, as well as towards Andriivka. Ukrainian forces was reportedly counter-attacking around Klishchiivka region. It's unclear exactly where, as the information comes from the Russian Defense Ministry. They say that they repelled Ukrainian attack, but it is very vague in that sense. Russian forces is also fighting in the area of this southwestern part of Bakhmut city in the Dacha region. They are also pushing out from the edge of the city. Ukrainian forces also kind of counter-attack around in the Ivanivsky region. So we do not know which exactly from where. So this is the southern, this is a strategic situation looking from the southern flank of the Bakhmut front. So over in the northern flank, Russian forces also is conducting major operations. You can see that it's basically the entire line. This is a continuation from the south. As I mentioned about the fighting in the Dacha region, they are also pushing out of the city. They are also now resumption of the information that suggests that the Russian forces is attacking out of Kromove along the highway in the east of Bodanivka, north of Bodanivka, towards Krychorivka, in the area of Dubovo-Vasilivka. So this is basically across everywhere. The only one place that we see Ukrainians counterattack is the Ivanivsky region. I saw some rumors that the Ukrainian forces have decided to withdraw over from this area here. and maybe Ivanivsky. I'm not sure. Particularly, I know it's Klishevka area here. There was some rumors I saw on Twitter, but like I said, this video is 5 hours late. I don't want to go and dig because then it will become 10 hours late by the time I dig through everything. So I'm going to just update according to what I've already mapped out accordingly, and if I see anything significant, I will add on with a quick update video. It's a return of the quick updates, but I'm not going to spam it. I'm going to just report some individual events, which I think is more interesting. But generally, I will still let the SITREP to flow for at least 6 hours before any quick updates will come out. So this is just for algorithm issues, and so. Certain geolocation, like Russian forces geolocated off Kromove, showing that the Russians are there. There is a Ukrainian a position getting attacked. This is basically like the front line of sort. So it caused this place to become a gray zone. So the Russians have not fully conquered this junction or this bend at the highway. So yeah, important to note that. There is some planes to the west of this Bakhmut Front getting shot down. Ukrainian MiG-29 shot down over Druzhkivka, as well as a Sukhoi 25 shot down over Dubropilya. It's all part of the same report as per the previous plane that was shot down. So these are all shot down by air defense systems. So this is a resumption of the Ukrainian shutdowns. Yeah, so quite. I will be very depressed, if I'm pro-Ukrainian. So luckily I'm not. So because I'm neutral. So there's nothing over at the Siversk Front. Over at the Kreminna Front. So this Kreminna, and this is called Kreminna Front. Russian forces reportedly is attacking on the eastern part of Terny and within Zaporizhzhia Forestry. Ukrainian forces attack towards Kuzmine and also pushing back over at Terny. There is still fighting in this area, but it's a bit slower. It's not as intense as the other front lines. And we move further up north. Similar situation over at Makiivka. The Russian forces is attacking Makiivka. So this is a continuation. We have seen this report multiple times already. 10, 12, 15, 17. So it's always been reported here and there. We shall wait and see how this goes. This report comes from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Over at the Svetove Front, we have nothing over at the Svetove Front. The fighting reported at Novosibirsk have subsided. We didn't see anything here. We move into the Kupyansk Front. This Kupyansk, this is the Kupyansk Front. At the Kupyansk Front, the Russian forces resumed the attack over Ivanivka. There is also fighting reported at Petropavlivka and Sinkivka, as well as in the Liman Lake region. In the area you can consider part of Liman Pershi. Ukrainian forces counterattack at Sinkivka region and towards Vyshana. There is this rumor. So the Russian forces, Russian Defense Ministry mentioned that let me see, where is it? Yeah, they say that the Ukrainian forces, so you can see that this is the report from the Zapad group of forces. They say that about the fighting at the Vyshana region. They say that the Ukrainians were repelled at Vyshana and then they withdrew in the southwestern direction, which makes sense because southwest of Vyshana is basically towards Petropavlivka. So, but I would not view this as a possibility of a major withdrawal. It's probably just that the attack they failed, so they went home. So their home is at Petropavlivka because they need petrol. Yeah, when there's petrol, there is freedom. So freedom, American freedom. But that's Russian freedom. So anyway, that's all from this area here. Further up north, interesting information coming from Deep State UA. They say that at Liman Druha, I believe it's this place. I put it at Liman Druhi. There is a Svetove Front. I may have this wrong. Let me paste this. Liman Druha. Liman Dru. Yeah, it's Liman Druhi. So yeah. So that's why they put Svetove sector. That's so confusing. Am I correct? Let's try again. Liman Druhi. Druha. That's so weird. Okay, forget it. Okay, most likely it's this place. So there is mentioned by Deep State UA saying that the Russians moved 2 engineering units over in the area of Liman Druha, and they say that this indicates a possibility of a attempt to establish a crossing over Oskil. So Oskil River is this river, so that's why this is where I put the marker. I just want to double check. So which means that the Russian forces, there's a possibility that they have gathered some crossing units or engineering units. They're gonna create a crossing around this area here. This is how a bridge icon is supposed to look like. It's very ugly, and they might launch an attack in the north towards Kayamka, and they can actually push and create a new front line, create a new bridgehead. They can also reinforce from the border region. So, or it could be a possibility that the Russian forces cross over at Liman Druha, attack towards the border to clear out the defenses that the Ukrainian defense lines that is currently holding the border region. This will cause them to be withdrew out of this area here, or at least they escape, forcing Ukrainian forces to reinforce while the Russian forces reinforce through the border. This will just create a new front line, and we will restart the Kharkiv front, the Happy Front. So the return of the Happy Front might be imminent if this is true, but of course this Deep State UA might be wrong. Who knows? The engineering unit is just there to build Christmas trees. It's Christmas. Christmas coming. Oh, Russians don't celebrate Christmas on December 24th or 25th. So yeah, it's a different Christmas. So anyway, yeah, this is the summary for the day of 662 for the 17th of December. Again, I want to apologize. I could, but I didn't publish this video 5 hours ago. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.